Hello, May class, and welcome to your next English lesson looking at our graphic novels. In the previous lesson, we were looking at the features that you could find in a graphic novel, and we were creating toolkits of what goes into a graphic novel, not just the outer appearance of the graphic novel, because that obviously plays a huge role in this, but we were also looking at the sentence level features, so things that go into our adventure stories. So today you are going to be writing out with me part of our text map. So to start off, we're going to do a bit of a fun activity, right? We're going to watch the clip that is below, and it gives you a little bit of information about Egypt. Now, why I'm giving you this is that when you are writing your Egyptian adventure story, you need a bit of context for that. So this will give you a bit more information about Egypt that you can learn and obviously do something a little bit fun. So it shouldn't take you very long. These shouldn't be very detailed, but hopefully it is something that you quite enjoy. So you're going to watch the short clip that's there, and then you're going to create an information pyramid, just like the ones that you can see here. So you can draw your own, making sure to use a ruler, or if you're able to print this one, then that's great. But you're going to draw a square, and then off each side of the square comes a triangle. Then cut that out, and then where the square and squares in the triangle join, you'll fold those up. But on the other side, on the outer side, you're going to write a few interesting facts that you have learned about Egypt that you can keep with you, and then you are going to keep those, and then obviously when we're writing our story you can refer back to that. So pause the video now and then watch the clip that is in the description, and then you get to make these small pyramids, these information pyramids, that's what we call them, and then keep those with you before we start on our next part of our story. Okay, once you have finished your information pyramid, hopefully you can put that to the side, keep them somewhere safe, and you can refer back to them. Now let's read through our text map together. So our text map, obviously the title says Pharaoh Tutankhamun. When Pharaoh Tutmos died, Egypt was a rich and peaceful country. But all this changed when the crown passed to his younger brother, Akhenaten. All this is mine now. I can do with it what I will. Akhenaten showed little respect for his people's ancient beliefs. He decreed that the sun god Aten was the only god. He sacked all of Amun-Ra's priests and destroyed all his shrines and his temples. Aten is a minor god. He is the only god. That you'll anger the other gods. They don't exist, and you're sacked. One God can't look after us all. He has the power of all the gods within him. That's not possible. Gods, strangle the heretic now. Pharaoh Akhenaten took little interest in governing Egypt. His only interest was in building temples in honor of Aten. Pharaoh, the Nubians are about to invade. Go away. Can't you see I'm busy building a temple for Aten? The people were confused and angry at the loss of their ancient gods, and Egypt fell into a state of disorder. That's one of your vocabulary words. Neighbor, why have you killed me for 2 grains of wheat? Why not? There are no gods to anger except Aten, and he's an imposter. So when Akhenaten died and his son Tutankhamun became pharaoh, they were delighted. Even though he was a frail 9-year-old child, who walked with a stick. Hurrah, hurrah, it's Tut for Pharaoh. With the help of his visor eye, Tutankhamun tried to uphold his dad's beliefs, but soon he saw how unhappy it made his people. I wonder if Dad could have been wrong about this art and God thing. If only we were still living, we would tell you that he was. So, after 2 years, he changed his name to Tutankhamun. Oh, I keep getting that wrong. His name at the beginning was Tutankhaten, and then he changed his name to Tutankhamen in honor of Amun-Ra, and reinstated the priests and temples. Your father would be turning in his tomb. Mother, I'm 11 years old, and I'll do what I want. Praise be to Ra. He threw lavish parties in honor of Amun-Ra, and gradually began to win the hearts of the old priests and his people. So, are we all friends again? And can we live in peace? Yes, thanks to our great god Amun-Ra. Then, when he was only 19 years old, Tutankhamen had a fall and fractured his thigh. Frail from birth and also suffering from malaria, the young pharaoh quickly weakened and died. Which god is going to save me now? I warned you not to climb the pyramids. So, this is our story map, and obviously it's a little bit different when we are going to be writing this one out, because we obviously need to draw pictures as well as write our story. So it is going to take a little bit of time to do this. And on the next page, I'll show you that I have actually blocked out the two story panels that we're going to be doing. But obviously I understand that when you're at home, it's a little bit different. So you can draw your own two panels. These two here are the ones we're going to be doing. And they will take a bit of time because you also need to draw the story. So let's have a look. We're going to be rewriting this part of our text map together. And I want you to take time to draw the pictures as well as the speech bubbles. Don't forget the captions underneath the pictures as well. Now, why I've said to you to take time to draw the picture is because, just as we discussed in the previous lesson, the pictures play an important role. The pictures are almost as important as the text to tell us what's happening. What I would suggest is drawing your caption box first, writing that out, and then taking some time afterwards to draw the pictures that go into it. So here are our two panels. So I'm going to go back to this one, and I'm going to pause it here, and I'm going to let you draw the two panels first. Well, actually, I'm just going to leave it there so you can draw your two panels first, and then we're going to write it together. So let's start this together. I'm going to get my pen. So this is the bit here where we are going to be writing, and it starts by saying, when Pharaoh Thutmose died, and that's our fronted adverbial. So I'm going to say when with a capital W, when Pharaoh with a capital P, died, and then I'm going to put a comma. You can say Egypt, and remember Egypt has a capital E. Egypt was a rich and peaceful country. Peaceful country. And then there's a comma, but all this changed when the crown passed to his younger brother, Akhenaten. So carry on writing that. Okay, as you can see, I've finished writing my text map. It's a bit difficult when I'm writing with this pen, but you can still see what I'm doing. It says, when Pharaoh Thutmose died, comma, Egypt was a rich and peaceful country, comma, but all this changed when the crown passed to his younger brother, comma, Akhenaten, full stop. We've got a capital W for the beginning of our sentence, a capital for the Pharaoh, capital for the T for the Thutmose, capital E for Egypt, and capital A for Akhenaten, because they're obviously all proper nouns. So once I have written out the bit of in my caption box, I can then go to draw my picture of Akhenaten, including my speech bubble. So I'm going to do that now, and you can pause the video and do the same, and then we can come back and talk about it together. As you can see, I have tried my best to draw it. I haven't finished. It isn't very good, but hopefully you can do a better job than I can. But the only thing that I have left out is obviously our speech bubble. So we're going to finish this one together. So it says, all this is mine now. So all with a capital A, all this is mine now. And although we usually use commas, they've actually used a dash here. And it says, I can do with it what I will. And will is in capital letters because he's trying to show that he's putting emphasis on it. So remember a capital I, remember you write your I's like that. I can do with it what I will. And there's an exclamation mark at the end there. So you can see that I have done the first paragraph or the first panel of our story map. So what I want you to do is you are going to be doing the first and the second panel of our story map. So if we have a look, this is all going to disappear now. So as I change my things, if we go back, you are going to take the time to draw the pictures as well as the speech bubbles, and don't forget the captions that go underneath it. So your task today is to complete your information pyramid first, making sure that's done nicely. Then once you've watched the modeling, so we've just done the modeling together, I want you to complete the rewriting of the first few panels. So the first panel and the second panel with the story, with the speech bubbles, with the caption box, with the drawings. And then as an extra bit, your third task will be to draw your own new panel that could continue the story on. So we've read the story together already. We already know what happens, but what do you think could happen in a third panel? So move the story on a little bit more into the next panel. So complete your information pyramid, complete the rewriting of the first two panels, and then draw your own new panel that could continue the story. Think about what you're going to put in your speech bubbles. Think about, will you maybe put a thought bubble instead of a speech bubble? What pictures are you going to have? What characters are you going to have in there? So take some time, have a bit of fun with your drawing, and make sure that you share it with us all on Tapestry, please, and make sure it is all uploaded by 4 p.m.